other one for part 2 of the of what to play for Flashback that I'm gonna be playing. So this is the second build. Yesterday you saw the Dominate Blow Guardian build, and this was the other build I was considering, which is a witch, which is going to play a lot of. So this one's actually the Elementalist. Since Necromancer is gonna everyone's be playing this, so I'm not gonna touch this one at all. So it is a Golem build, the Carry On Golem. This is build was created by Ethan, who's the game report. So I'll put his video of this in the link description below. He won the Mayhem Demigod. He got third place with this build. There's 2 different versions of this one. There's this one. There's also the one I believe it is, the high end. This is the one he won with. No, this was the one he thought about doing before going into the league. And then the other one is the one he actually ended with, this one. This is the one he actually finished with. If I can figure out where you're going. Yeah, because there's more evidence. So this is the one he finished with Headhunter and all that. So the thing about... So this Elementalist I know is extremely good. Because I know Golems are strong. This is a skill tree that's designed with Golems with more... +2 to max Golems. The fact that you can't be affected by stuff. It's extremely good. I know that for a fact. And it's also extremely good for leveling. Just because leveling, you can't follow this tree exactly. You have to usually level the usual way by going this way. Up to here. At level 12, get these 2. Because once you get Lord of the Dead, it's super easy to level. Then what I do is shoot down this way. Pick up this chunk. And after that, then I'll probably end up just shooting over here. Pick up this for the life on the minions. And then after that, you can even pick up these 2 if you really want to. But after you get that, you pretty much can just follow the regular tree. Depending on which tree you follow. I'll put both in the description below. But pretty much, you shoot up this way, get your Death Attune. Then after that, it's pretty much just get your jewels as best as possible. Because I did get through Act 1 in about 40 minutes of this build, doing all the quests. It was extremely simple. Raging Spirit's usual combo. Was no problem. Because pretty much with this build, there is no leveling tree. He has like the Guardian build. There's nothing like that. So more should just wing it and hope for the best. But the build does crazy damage, even though you can't really look at this. Because there's a Headhunter here. His jewels are... Let me show you... Yeah, there's Awakened Multi-Strike and Awakened Jewels on here. He got from people, so you can't like count it. Because originally the one he was doing looked more like this. Like one... He said this most important Awakening gem is the Melee Fizz. Get a 21-0 Carrying Golem right away. Level up 6 Carry Golems. Follow them all when you get them all done. Cold Iron Point is one of the uniques you do want to get. These are 40 to 50 chaos on day 1 and 2, so they are expensive. But they are extremely good at +3 all skills. The shield you really do want just because permanent max resistance all, blocks chance. Because that's why pretty much you're trying to get crazy resistance by the time you're done with this. Because your block chance, where is it at? Is not going to be the best. Your fizz damage reduction though is just as high as the Guardian. Oh shoot, hold on. We've had it wrong, but let's do this fast. Fix this. I'm save. Okay. Because like your the usual helmet, it's the same helmet as the Guardian pretty much. Your +3 minion, Dominion life, Dex resistance. You need Dex for this build though. Your body armor, so he has 2 on here. Wall of Shambles is like an early one you can get through the prophecy. If you have money, you can switch over to the Brass Dome, which is your high-end endgame chest piece. It's just that this chest piece alone is stupid priced on how expensive it is. But it gives you, block. Like, if you look at this, like when I put this chest piece on, 90% fizz damage reduction, movement speed, armor, increase shock duration, which you don't care about. Take no damage from crit strikes. It's an extremely good chest. The best chest piece to run with this build. Gloves, you're looking for like life resistance. Boots, life resistance, movement speed. Amulet, endgame is like an intelligence fizz amulet. What Ravenous Horde is the anointment you want. I think it's Oculus, and some other cheap one, like green or something. So it's not that hard to build, to get. It's just getting this type of thing is hard. You can always get like a Jinx Judo for like the Chaos Res and all that it gives. That's another option early on. See that one here. Like the rings, you do want unset rings for more gems, but like life resistance, get your chaos in there. Belt, life resistance, forbidden taste. If you can get 100% one, it's the best for the. But a taste of hate or it's their dodge, your phasing. It's extremely forbidden taste is extremely good. Then your usual, basalt, your granite, your silver, usual quicksilver flask every build runs. Pretty much to get rid of curses, get rid of bleeding, get rid of armor. If you can get a jewel with corrupted blood, then you can drop this staunching for something else. And that's the usual jewels everyone does. If your large jewel with the usual 8 passive minion damage with the usual renew and run claws like every build plays. If you have money, you can run 2 of these on here and here. Then you want to go for it. You can definitely put medium clusters in here. He doesn't have any in here, but you can definitely run medium clusters too, and then drop some skill points. But this one has a lot of armor based on it. That's why skill points a little bit. But if you want skill points, you can also get the usual and be played in on a heist build, but it's gonna be expensive with the one increases the non or it's something like that. But that pretty much that one with more, so there's more energy shield, which you don't care about as much because you play more life. Since you're running 5k life with this build, it's extremely strong. 2.5 million damage for one golem. And you're running, I think, around 5 or so, 4 or 5. So if you think about how much damage that is, that's about over 10 million damage. Almost 20 million. So the build's extremely good, I'm not going to lie. So if you're playing this build, what I'm going to recommend, what I did in Delirium League, I think. I played this build. I didn't play this one. I played a Golem build. Is get your jewels day 1, no matter what. That's your focus priority. All your chaos must go to the jewels. Because if you buy them day 1, the jewels are only 5 to 10 chaos the most. It's super easy to get. You can get get your Amelia Stone. Get your Amelia Stone right away. To make it yourself, don't buy it. Just sell one of each of the 3 jewels. The Harmony, the Eminence, and then I don't know where it's at on here. Might, there it is. But you want to sell a Might, Harmony, and Eminence together, and it'll give you one Amelia Stone. This stone is what makes your build take off. Because it automatically gives you another golem. So you start with 1 golem. Here's 2 golems. Here's 3, golem number 3. Golem number 4, golem number 5, and for every 3 other primordials, you get an extra golem. So if it's 5, primordial 6, primordial 7, so you get 7 golems. So if you're running 5, so you're running 5 carry-ons, and 6 golem is chaos, 7 golem is stone. Because pretty much you run chaos because it's fizz damage. It's 5% fizz damage reduction. And stone is life regen. And gives your minions more life. So it's extremely strong. Plus, it's level 25 because of the cold iron points. And Guardian gets boosted. It's extremely strong. Because your carry-on golems will carry you the whole game without trying. The build is extremely good. It'll kill everything. You don't have to worry about nothing. You'll just pretty much just walk forward and everything dies. And plus the fact that you're immune to so much makes it so much easier. But pretty much that's what I would focus on. Like if I'm going to do this for a flashback, I'm going to be doing chaos recipes. I'm going to be doing Harbinger. I'm going to do whatever I can to get chaos quickly just to buy all these uniques right here before I log off on day 1. Or early morning on day 2, worst case scenario. Because once I get all this done, my next focus is going to be going for either the Wall of Brambles Prophecy, or I'm probably going to end up going for these 2 first. The Coal Iron Point and the Shield. The Shield depends on how much it costs. I don't know the exact price of it early on. But if you want to go crazy with more damage, you could run a second Coal Iron Point, which will give you about 3.3 million damage. but the shield will give you about 2.5 million, but it's more resistance. So it's based on really you, what you prefer. Just because if you look at it, +3 all skill versus block chance, max all res. So pretty much you're looking at like it's like, was it 80 and 79? If I put the weapon on, it goes down a little bit, but you're doing, you know, a crazy amount of damage. It depends on how much currency you have. You want to play with both. The shield is safer. Cold Iron points more damage. If you're going for a demigod, I'd probably run the shield for safety. If you're not going for it, go Cold Iron points, have fun. Because pretty much the Cold Iron points are super strong and super expensive. Then once we get both of these, we'll probably go for rares. Like especially getting the boots on day 1 is super easy to get. Chaos res, whatever res we need. Since the build doesn't really need too much resistance, it makes it a little bit easier to get what we need. We're going to go for life. You know, the rings, we'll probably search those on the Saturday. That'll be more of a day 2 item if we go with this build. The gloves we're going to try to get done on day 2. Like on day 2, the helmet, we should have the base of it. I'll probably end up crafting my own once I get the base. But we should have the gloves, the boost, a base amulet at least. Maybe 2 rings, a belt, and the abyssal jewel all on day 1. Day 2 easily by the time we stop streaming. And all the flash done. And then maybe if we're lucky, we'll get the large clusters. It just depends if they're on the market. Because these are probably gonna go for a couple exalts easily. But if I play this build and I can get the base of it at least done, you know, not the breastdome, not the if we don't have the medium, if you don't have the cluster jewels, so what I'm gonna have to do is that means I lose 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. I get 2 back from here, so I'm losing 2 jewel slots. So that means that we have to pretty much find 2 jewel slots on the skill tree as fast as possible. Which means you're going to have to go... I already have this one. I'm trying to think. The only options you have for those 2 jewel slots is you can skip them. Since those 2 jewel slots don't hurt you having a second golem. Or the 5th golem. So it's probably the best option to go with. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 5. So instead of spending 5 points to get 1 jewel, you might as well just take off a harmony. Make sure the harmony has 20 damage per golem type summoned. You can take off 1 harmony. You just take off 2 harmonies probably. You lose about 400,000 damage. But for the time being, you still get your 6 golems. Wait, 6. Yeah, so still say 6. Doesn't change whatsoever. Because the 6 golems, number 4 are... Sorry, I correct myself. 4 is the carry on, and 1 is the chaos, and 1's stone. But those 4 golems are still strong. It's about the amount we were running on the Necromancer golem build we played in Heist League. But I would drop those 2, move this to here. You do lose this stuff, which actually is more damage you lose, but it's still the correct route to go. You still get your stuff going. The build will still work, no problem. This is probably like a day 2 or 3 item. But even without this, you're not going to be level 100, but you will still get to where you need to be, no problem whatsoever. And the build is guaranteed. You can do all content in the game. You can do Delve, you can do Cyrus. It's definitely an easy push build. Especially if you have resistance like this. There's nothing this build can't do to stop. Because you're going to also look at your first Awakened gem should be melee fizz for the fizz damage increase. Or no, Intimidate. So it gives you Intimidate, which is really good. Brutality, Multi-Strike, or Impale usual, limiting damage. Usual setup. If you don't have the Might Jewel, you need to put Frenzy in there. Or Feeding Frenzy. You know, usual helmet, the Raised Specters, the Blood Magic, the Raised Zombies. And also you have Elemental Army, which if you want to run for fun. Then you have the 2 Golems, the Feeding Frenzy, the Amate Guardian. Amate Guardian, it's good if you run the usual setup, the Kingsmaker, the Victorias. It's just going to be super expensive. And Amate Guardian you don't really want to do until they're on level 20. So it's there if you want to play. If you don't want to play Amate Guardian, you can definitely replace this. You know, the usual, the pride, the generosity, the dread banner, those two link together. The skitter boss, the usual setup. Your cast when damage taken setup with the frost wall for defense, your molten shell for defense. Conviction, flame dash in the rings. And then usual, your Assassin's Mark, vulnerability, flesh offering combo. Just for you to keep casting these. If you want to be lazy, you can do the Cyclone, cast when channeling, and like bone off and flesh offering if you want to kill corpse. It's an option to go with too. I think that's what happened in the other build. Because yeah, in the other build, that's sort of what that he did. Like he'd even, because he just put Feeding Frenzy in main with those two instead. Yeah, so Cyclone, Flesh Offering, Channel, just to get a corpse. You can run this setup with Blood Magic with Race Spectre, and if you don't want to run Animate Guardian, just run Blood Magic instead. Then your usual carry Golem setup, the exact same. And Dread Banner, Generosity, the exact same setup pretty much. It's just it runs a little bit different because like here's like the Jinx Judo for extra defense. The Breaststones, both weapons still the same. This one gives you more like an end game actually see, like on a Mayhem League, on what you can get early pretty easily. But this one's also only ran one cluster jewel. Because I think this one's with the so it also has the medium too for minions and more life. If you want to run this build, oops. Just because they don't give you more minion life, double damage, ×2 for all that. You can skip this whole cluster if you wanted to and just put a jewel in there. But it still runs the same thing out. It's jewel slot down here. It goes this way to get the jewel slot though. Gets this slot too. So it's a little different between the two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. But it's still pretty close to the same builds. They both, you know, it's still Ravenous Horde, just Opalescent and Opalescent in green. So I thought it was. Still same economy here, same here. It's pretty close to the same. It's just a couple of things are different. This one was also on a 7-day event, so it was very different compared to the 21-day event that we're getting with this. So between these two builds, whichever one I do not go for the demigod with, I'm gonna end up doing my second build just to play both of them. Because if we do this build as our second build, we're gonna have all the jewels, and we're just gonna start with this tree going right away, just to rush like all these. If we do the dominating blow build as our second build, we're gonna have all the uniques, the jewels right away, so we can start pushing that way real fast. And we'll also have the 11 weapons too, which the build will be a lot better with. I just don't know between these two, which one's better to go for level 100. I think people are going to play more Elementalist than Guardian, just because I think Guardian people are going to see as Aura Stackers. And Elementalist people are going to see as the Brant, and the, since this build does also stuff with Brant, which I'm pretty sure if I'm correct. The Heralds. I thought I did. I believe it does, though. It's been a while since I haven't played Elementalist in I don't know how long. So it deals with actually the Heralds. Because I think this build stacks Heralds and does like brands and stuff. Yeah, so the build's extreme and the Leech and all that. So I know this got nerfed, the old school Beacon Rune. So pretty much I think people are going to be playing a lot of this just because the build's extremely strong, extremely lazy, extremely strong. Compared to the Guardian, which is more, you have to pretty much go up to them, you have to hit them once to activate your Dominating Blow to summon the minions, then those things just take off and everything dies. So it's hard to say which one's the better 100 option to go with, because if you die a lot, you're not going to get it. But I think this build will cost more long-term to upgrade compared to the jewels that the other one needs. We can check out fast. This is the Necromancer version. I know I spelled wrong. Arrow Purity, no. Like, like Multi-Strike, Brutality, those are the same. Main, that's not cheap. But pretty much both builds run Brutality, Multi-Strike. If you look like a lot of the gems are these. Oh, it's a second Multi-Strike and Brutality. Melee Fizz, so it's pretty close to the exact same. Between both of them, pretty are close to the exact same build. With what they use. Oh, look at that. It's Blood Magic, Race Spectre, Elemental Army. So they're pretty identical. Oh, look at that. It's Skitter bots again. So they're pretty close to the same, to be honest. It's more a couple skills change here and there. So it depends. Really, I gotta test more. I'll put both of these in the description below so you can take a look. I'll put Ethan's channel too, the build he created with one of them, and you can always check his channel to see more. He explains it better since he won with the build. I just don't know which build is better for me to go with for the Get Demigod. But if you'd like to see, hit the subscribe button below. Come follow me on Twitch. We're playing, which 2 hours after this video comes out, we'll be playing one of these builds. I just don't know which one. I got a couple days to think about it. So I'm recording this video in advance. As I still got to test. This build I know is good. I want to test the Guardian build again, at least through Act 1, to see how it is. Because I am playing with 2 other people, so it's going to be a little different. Also, I got to see what they're playing. Because if they're all playing this build, there's no point 3 people playing. Or they'll probably play the Necromancer version, but it was all uniques. But there's no point 3 people playing the exact same build. It's going to be impossible to get this kind of currency. So we'll see between the group. Thank you everyone who came out to watch the video. Hope to see you in Flashback, and I hope you have a good Flashback event, and I hope you get a Demigod.